Hey guys, it is Jaleesa Monique Beauty with Kingdom Excellence Beauty Salon, and I just wanted to do a video because I've been getting a lot of questions about my hair growth system, and so I wanted to kind of have a video that's pre-recorded that I could just kind of send off as I need to, but also to just kind of answer some of the frequently asked questions that I get concerning the hair growth system. So the Soul Regrowth system is a system that I developed back in 2011. So it's not something that's new. It's actually something I've been doing for quite a few years at this point. But what it is basically a 6-month series of hair treatments and protective styling, and during that time frame you come in bi-weekly. You get 3 sew-ins. I treat your hair, I trim your hair, I take your sew-ins down, I reinstall them. You get your trims, and then you finish off everything with your before and after pictures, and then also you get a silk press at the end. You also will get a hair growth journal slash guide thing, and then you'll also get the hair growth oil. So a lot of my clients love this. The way it started, it was a lot of my military clients who basically had to be very active on a day-to-day basis, and just do different things, and so they needed to have their hair shampooed more frequently, and so that's honestly how I developed the system. It was just trying to package something that would help my clients who needed to have more consistent hair care, but also to kind of give them a break in the price, because it was just for them sticking with me for that time frame and that kind of thing. So I developed that package, and I was able to put it together, and it's been something that I've been doing for quite a few years now that has worked for a lot of my clients. One of the questions I get a lot is how much hair growth can a person expect to have? So hair growth amount, I don't measure it the way that you would think. So because there's so many things that go into the rate at which a person's hair grows, we don't guarantee any amount of growth, but what I can guarantee is that your hair will be in a better environment to grow because of the consistency of your treatments and your trims and your protective styling, the fact that I will be doing your hair consistently for that time frame. But what I've noticed that has been consistent with all of my clients that's done the hair growth system is their hair ends up being fuller at the ends. They get rid of all of the damage along the way during the journey, and then also their hair, even if they have like alopecia or some other hair or scalp condition, they notice that their hair gets fuller at the ends. So while they may still have the bald spots in different areas, and sometimes those areas grow back in just depending on what it is. Like I said, everybody's journey is different. Some people have alopecia because the follicles are damaged, and so that hair isn't growing back. Some people have scarring on the scalp, and so that kind of hair, when you have scarring, the likeliness of your hair growing back is a lot lower. So there's just different things, hormonal imbalances, thyroid function, your iron, if you have iron deficiencies, vitamin D deficiencies, just different things that inflammation, different things that internally can be going on that causes your hair to basically not grow at a certain rate, or that causes damage to your follicles in your scalp where that hair isn't growing back in. What I guarantee is that your hair is definitely going to be in a better condition when you end the 6 months than it was when you started. And so that is what we track along the process. We track the changes in your hair. Your porosity will be better. Your hair will be a lot healthier. Your natural luster will be better. You will not be breaking. You'll be retaining the length that you're growing, because your hair is always growing. Even when you have damaged hair, it's always growing. It's just a matter of whether or not you're retaining that growth. And so the hair growth system is it's very big on length retention. So we want to retain as much of the hair as we can that's growing, because your hair is always growing. So one of the ways that we measure is I take a picture in the beginning when you start. We take a picture when the first day you come in, before I do the initial cut, because your initial service, we will go through and assess everything pertaining to your hair, your lifestyle. We assess what deficiencies you have. I usually request that you get your blood work done, and we can kind of see what needs to be adjusted based on that. And then once we take those pictures and do everything, when we do your initial cut, that is the starting point that we look at, and we look at the progress from that point to the end of the 6 months. I have a lot of clients who will end up going into 2 different sessions of the So We Grow. So that ends up being a complete year. I actually have a couple people right now who are on their 3rd and 4th series, because not only does it guarantee that your hair and your scalp is going to be in a better condition than when you start, but it's also guaranteed 2-week appointments. So you're always in. One of the perks is that my So We Grow clients, my schedule usually will open up on the 15th of the month for the following month. My So We Grow clients, they're able to book out for 90 days. So they're guaranteed to get in bi-weekly during the time that they're on that on the system. So that is also a benefit. It's a pro to being a part of the club. But not only that, you get your guaranteed appointments. You get that your hair is going to definitely be in a better position than what it was when you started. We go over, like I said, some vital information pertaining to your health and what your lifestyle looks like and why your hair may be stunted in its growth. But also I make sure that I'm walking you through things that you need to do at home. You learn your porosity and what things work best for your hair, and it's a learning process. So we'll both learn along the way, things that work, things that don't work, because again, hair growth journeys are unique to each individual. I cannot stress that enough. And so that is one of the reasons why I tell people all the time, like, we're going to do what's best for you in this time frame, and we're going to partner with your healthcare provider so that we can figure out how do we maintain your scalp being in its most healthy state and your hair growing as a result of it. I'm not a medical professional, but there are certain things that I may recommend based on the things that I've seen along the years of doing this. I want to say a lot of people don't realize, I had thyroid cancer back in 2015, I believe. And so that's how this program was birthed as well, because when I had thyroid cancer and I started having to change my medication, and I had to go through cancer treatments with radiation and just a lot of things, like my health was disrupted like drastically. And so as a result of that, there were some certain patterns that I recognized in some of my clients' hair that I experienced during that time. And through the years, I've been able, by the grace of God, to help people recognize that they had something else going on internally that needed to be addressed. And so they had to work with their healthcare providers to get to the bottom of it. You would be surprised the amount of Black women who have thyroid conditions and don't realize it. And I won't get into too much detail here, but what I will say is there's a certain pattern of how your hair will start to break off and what it looks like when there is a thyroid issue and when there's other deficiencies. So those are things that I recognize with my own hair, and God allowed me to basically create the system based on what I saw that I needed, and also different markers that I understood based on what I experienced that was causing people to lose hair or to not grow hair back. And so that is the thing that makes me different when it comes to hair growth. I take a holistic approach because, again, it's through my experience and what I had to deal with. My hair came out to the point where it was hard for me, even though I wore wigs a lot. I, prior to that, didn't have to wear wigs, and so it took a toll on me in general because I felt like I had to wear wigs. So it's one of the things that I really connect with women on, because I've been there and I've experienced it, and by the grace of God, I was able to grow my hair back, and I understood that everybody's hair is different, everybody's health is different, everybody's day-to-day routine is different, everybody's hair grows in different phases and different cycles, and so you have to be able to narrow that down for you. And that is what I help with the So We Grow system, and that's why it's priced at the price point that it is, because there's a lot of value. I just wanted to pause right here because I just remembered as well, I have a client who actually found out that they had lupus through paying attention to their scalp and how their scalp responded to certain things. And so this is just really important for us to understand that when we are noticing different things with our hair and our scalp and how it's behaving, those are signs. Our hair is always speaking to us. And if you were just to pay attention a little closer, you could catch some things like a lot sooner than you do. But I'm going to keep talking, but I just wanted you to think about that because that's something that a lot of people are not aware of. And even things that I'm adding to the system now that I don't talk about publicly, but that me and the clients deal with on a private one-on-one basis. Again, I have some people who do the system not because they need to grow hair. I have a lot of clients who have long, healthy hair, and they do the system. They do it because it's a good price package the way that it is. But then also they like that they secure their bi-weekly appointments. And then I have some clients who they have extreme hair loss, and so they do it because they want to see something different. And a lot of my clients do it as a transitional style or a transitional process to be able to do something that they wanted to do down the line, like microlocks. I have a lot of clients who will grow their hair out just so that they can have enough fullness and enough length to transition to microlocks and be able to wear their natural hair, because sometimes people don't like wearing extensions. So I just want to say that, this program is open to an abundance of people. I mean, if you are someone who's interested in who is ready to commit to your hair growth journey, because that's the big thing. Commitment is key. Consistency is key. And so it's that consistency of seeing the same person, of getting your hair consistently treated, of getting your scalp taken care of using a hair growth supplement or hair growth oil, or using getting the deficiencies figured out and getting those things shifted and adjusted. It's a collective effort of getting all of that stuff taken care of so that you can see the best results in your hair and in your journey. So if you are committed, if you want to see something different with your hair, if you are just wanting to have somebody to help you along your path of not having to deal with your hair on your own, whatever that is for you, I'm here. I'm Jaleesa Monique Beauty with Kingdom Excellence Beauty Salon, and I'm happy to help you along your journey. I have a lot of clients who have beautiful natural hair. They don't have a hair growth issue, but they like the system for other reasons. And then I have clients who are having hair loss issues and they like the system for other reasons. And then I have clients who didn't realize they had a health issue, and we're able to pinpoint that thing through some of the things that I can recognize in their hair. So that is it. That is all. That is the video. And you can book your consultation through the link in my bio. One thing that I will say is that with the system, I am a little selective with who I allow in. And the reason for that is we're working together for 6 months. 6 months is a long time for you to see my flaws, for me to see your flaws, and we just have to be compatible, if that makes sense. We're committing to 6 months together. We're committing to working together with some, sensitive information. And so if we are not, compatible, there could be issues down the line. And I'm such a people person. I don't like any type of strife and craziness and drama. I don't like that. So I am a little selective when it comes to that, and that's one of the reasons the consultation is required, because we go over a lot of things. I get to feel you out, you get to feel me out, and that because we work together for a while. But if you're interested in seeing if you're a good fit for the program, if you are interested in taking your hair growth journey seriously, your hair health journey seriously, use the link in my bio to book your consultation, and I will look at getting you in. I will say it is now around October, and I am currently looking at people for November. October is fully booked. So November is what we're looking at. and into December. As I said, the system will allow you to book out 90 days in advance, so you don't have to worry about not knowing when you're going to be able to get in. And so we talk a little bit more in detail about all of these things at your consultation. So use the link, book your consultation, and I will see you in the salon. Bye.